Here we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Vermeer, we do have the red Zerg player, himself, the South Korean Zerg representing Team Hyper 1. It is a 3-point. I'll change his color. I got you. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team StarCraft. It is BratOK. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. Calming things down, and from here again, welcome to Vermeer. It is going to be a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top left, top right, and bottom left. It's up to our players to determine where each other are, and you can see here we do see 3-point moving out towards left hand side looking for BratOK's spawn location. Overlords are on the move. We do see 3-point going for a faster gas geyser. Interesting. So early gas, early spawning pool, late expansion here by 3-point, and with this he can go into early link speed, into a link flood, or he can go for early roaches as well. So we'll see what the gas is going to be spent on. Regardless, aggression, right? Hyper aggression here from 3-point. Meanwhile, across the map, we just see a BratOK opening up with his own double rack, soon to be a 3rd rack's opener. He's going for the 3x stim. Again, we spoke about this at the start of the broadcast. This is a build that has been nerfed quite a lot this year, but despite that, it's still a very solid build itself. So this is going to be a 3x stim timing. Basically, we go for the academy after this into early stim, and this hits like a truck. This can hit like a truck, but 3-point is very, very well practiced against this. Like, this is a build that has been just plaguing the meta for the past like 4+ months. So Zerg players that are familiar with StarCraft Evolution, they're used to it. Like, they have gotten used to it, they are prepared, and they're very well practiced. Let's go. Just catching up with the chats. If you're listening to the stream, as we mentioned, ideally, of course, there would have needed to have been support for the army, but because that attack happened so early on, I believe that even if, to be honest, even if Rebellion had gone into something like Storm, most likely that sim timing still would have broke him. Again, it was on Bjorn to recognize how greedy his opponent was being. Like, rushing into carriers and rushing into Skytels is not normal. It was a very greedy tech thing for Rebellion to do, and it was punished for that greed. It's not like that was like a standard game that got into late game. Always important to bear that in mind. As I was curious what the gas is going to be spent on. Link speed, not into roaches, link speed into a Bane Bust. Let's go. We're going for the all-in. 3-point is going for the Bane Bust. And meanwhile, back at home, there's already a bunker, a second bunker on the way. There was an SCV scout. Nicely done, BratOK. He did SCV scout, did confirm what's happening. He saw the late expansion, he saw the early gas, and he's walling up. And we'll see if 3-point can break this defense. So far, 2 bunkers. I love that the bunkers are spread out. It does mean that Banelings can only hit one. They can't hit both. So the bunkers are spread. Banelings are morphing in. We have fire bats. Yo, the fire bats have arrived. Okay. Yo, time to light it up. As with that, oh, the Banelings, they will crash into the bunker. They shut down the fire bats. Boys are being pulled. And the 3rd bunker is still not yet done. Yeah, barely not done in time. The Banelings are going to be waddling in. And the bunker looks like it weren't quite complete. Yeah, it weren't complete in time. With that 3-point, he has done it. He has broken the back of BratOK. SCVs are falling. There's still 2 Banelings left. The boys, they cannot be pulled into this. Oh no, they punch up. They do punch up. And it looks like the links are being cleaned up, but we're still rallying. We're still rallying across the map. There's still more to come. The Bailing is barely denied. And again, that was a clutch hold. The bunker just finished up too little too late. And with that, that's going to be 16 SCV kills. Now, what's important, 16 workers just went down. Fun fact, 3-point only up by 2. Well, now joining up a little bit more. But again, his lead isn't too much. But we'll now go to low ground. Yeah, Lings are still catching our Marines. And 2 more Marines going to be falling. Oh, barely gets 1 more Marine. And from here, the game will continue. Technically, BratOK does hold, but how many workers did he lose? 17. Oof, 17 SCV kills. That is brutal damage. And from here, the game continues. From here, threepoint is droning. He's droning up, he's saturating back at home. Ooh, rushing into a lair. With this early lair, we could go a couple different directions. This could be for Nidus play. This could be for a faster Spire into Muta play. I mean, hey, gases are being taken, but oh, it is going to be a Roach Warren. Not preserving, not saving up for a Spire. Okay. Going for the Roach Warren. As BratOK does try to break out. I believe he does have Stim. Yeah, he does have Stim. He has 2 medics. Like, this army is quite threatening, don't get me wrong. And it comes down to the control. How does he handle all these slow banelings? As there's 9 slow banes on the way. We have Lings coming to reinforce us around. BratOK does Stim in. For threepoint, nice target. Very nice target firing. But there are so many banelings. Yeah, there are too many banelings. Threepoint, he will clean this up. He shuts down the bush. And he holds. Doesn't just hold, now he can counter attack. Behind this, still droning, still saturating. The lair is now done. Roach Warren is complete. And BratOK, he is stuck at home and he's lost a lot of momentum. Again, bearing in mind that the entire purpose of the build here from BratOK was to go for a Stim timing, but he was delayed, he was denied, he was forced to defend. He's still trying to recover economically. And he's stuck at home. Now, from here, threepoint can do whatever he wants. Like, he could get a third base and drone, but for now, it looks like he is being very tech-heavy. Getting into upgrades, +1 carapace. He's droning up a little bit, but also making roaches. He's not fully committed one way or the other yet. As threepoint will soon look to expand. Still, never mind. 8 roaches are on the way. It's a lot of roaches. It's building up his roach count. Now, BratOK, he did scout the Roach Warren, so he should know it is not safe to push. He should know that there's a pretty high chance that threepoint is just banking up roaches. Scans. He's pushing. He is moving out. As he moves out, Lings move in. BratOK in position. So far, so good. Now, I'm not too fond of the idea of BratOK trying to force the issue here at the natural. I mean, clearly, like, he won't be successful. There's a lot of roaches. But what BratOK can do is check for the third. Does rotate over to the right, towards the right. He does scan. He does see the wall of roaches. And BratOK thankfully doesn't try to push in. But we do see 3 points. Again, he does take advantage. He does move out. He does catch at the army. Yeah, it does catch him out. BratOK left his army idle. And he will lose everything here. He will lose the fire bats, the medics, and the marines. Ay. Again, BratOK, he saw the army, did back up, but he did leave his army idle in the middle. And with that, he will lose so many marines. Down to 2 medics. 4 marines going down. I mean, he's trading at least with the roaches. Not bad. Getting himself the Ravagers. Dust them in. Dust them forward. Gets 1 Ravager. Still not ideal trading, but again, at least he's trading with his opponent. No drones, no saturation at the third. Behind this BratOK, Jesus. No expansion. He scans, does spot the expansion, does spot the hatchery. He sees no droning, no saturation. Just 2 base all in out of 3 points. We can see the 3 point now starts a couple of workers. Rallied into the main. And from here, boys are being pulled. Does try to stim in. Medics, they're putting in a lot of work. Keeping the army going. And BratOK, he should be able to hold on here. And there's one Ravager left. BratOK stimming in. He takes down all the roaches. But that did cost him 17 SCVs. I mean, this would be fine if only 17 SCVs didn't just go down. Ay, ay, ay. 3-point, he got what he wanted. Behind this, now he's droning. Now he's droning. Now he's looking to saturate. 3-point is done enough. And again, BratOK, he did choose to just commit and double down into Mass Marine. What I mean by that, he chose not to get a factory, he chose not to make any tanks, he chose not to make a starport for job play or for rates. Chose to just double down on Mass Marine. And at this point, he has to end the game. He has to end the game with this. Going for an 8 racks. Again, no more SCVs input. Oh, that does make a couple of SCVs. But he's down to 27. Stepping off the ramp. Three-point, trying to hold his own, trying to engage ahead of time. Is the move to go for. 3-point now somewhat droning up. Again, doesn't have to drone up too much. Getting to Baneling speed, getting into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. There we go, the boys are being pulled. I mean, BratOK, he knows, like, there's no macroing out of this. It's all or nothing. Banelings are almost done. 3-point does spot the all-in. He knows. He's aware. Pulls back. Does pull back. BratOK trying to step in. Banelings, they connect with the SCVs. 14 more SCVs going down. And now it just comes down to the army. Oh! Does kite back. Nice target firing out of BratOK. Does target the Banelings. And now it's just roaches. And just roaches main. Queen gets caught out. BratOK, can he pull this off? Remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for 3-point. He needs more reinforcements. And BratOK, he's running out of Marines. He's running out of steam here. There's a lot of Marines are going down. Down to how many? Down to 22. And that's still a decent amount of Marines. There's another stim. Does he have enough? The boys are being pulled. Yeah, boys are being pulled. 3-point getting desperate. Gonna cost him 13 drones. Boys down to 3 Marines. Yeah, down to barely anything left. GG gets called. 3-point he holds, he defends, and 3-point he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. 3-point, he does take the game here. Again, every time he attacked across the map, he just was able to kill so many workers. 17 SCVs going down at a time. And again, BratOK, he was all in there. Like, he decided never to tech up. He never got a 3rd TC, never got any factories either. He went into an 8 racks, 2 base all in with Mass Marine Medic. And unfortunately, again, in the lead up to that all in, he was just bleeding out so many workers. Eventually, he had to pull the boys. It was his only chance. And even though he was, I would say, he was trading more efficiently, he just didn't have enough units, didn't have enough Marines. GG. GG, well played. With that 3-point, he will claim the first game. And we are now getting into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Maganatha. Let's go. We go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Brood War Zerg player. We have the Brood War Zerg, we have the South Korean Zerg. Oh, God damn it. Bam. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is a 3-point. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the SC2 Terran. Representing Team Starcom, it is BratOK. We go. Isn't 3-point behind in this position? Brutal workers mine more. I think that would have been the case if if BratOK did decide to macro out of it. Like, I think there was, especially after the first defense, I think there's like an argument to be made that that would be a time to like get a third TC and like get your factory and then like start to build up from there. But because it was going mass marine, unfortunately in the follow-up defenses, like, he had to pull the boys, right? He had to pull the boys to hold, to defend, which should make it that much more brutal. Hello, as we do have our hatch block moving out across the map. I'll be honest, I'm not used to seeing hatch blocks in ZVT. I'll be honest. Okay. So once again, faster gas. So gas pool opener out of our Zerg player. So this is lined up in such a way where the spawning pool is done. We do have enough gas for link speed. There we go, link speed is on the way. And what's important here is that we're staying in gas. We're staying in gas. Zerglings are in production. We might just commit here to the all-in using this proxy hatchery. Okay, you have my attention. Drone is being sent out. Oh, to expand. Okay, okay. For a moment there, I was thinking, are we going to spine rush? As BratOK, I believe, is unaware. Yeah, he's unaware. I should also emphasize, double gas opener, faster factory in the TvZ. This is not normal. On the one hand, we have 3-point being very aggressive, being very committed. At the same time, 1-1-1, and he hasn't even seen the low ground. BratOK, he's one base all in. Okay. Let him cook. Okay. Not used to seeing this in this matchup, I'll be honest. With this, we're going to be reactoring at Hellions. We have Marines on the way as well. Overlord Scout does confirm the starport, does confirm the lack of CC. Oh boy. Okay. Interesting. As with that faster gas, we're going to be going into Hydras. I was curious if we were going to go into Hydras or into a faster layer. We are building into Hydras. I mean, bearing in mind, initially our Zerg player was going to be the aggressor, but because he just scattered the one base all in, like, he's setting up, yeah, defensively. He's going to be going for the spine rush here on the low ground to delay it and kind of push. Hydra's going to be on the way to deal with whatever comes out of the starport, whether it's going to be Banshee or not. Again, the Overlord isn't fully aware if there's an add-on swap, but it's going to be a Liberator. Ooh, the creep, yeah, it does deny the add-on swap. Ooh, that was brutal. Yeah, so the add-on swap was denied. From here, going into a fusion core, going into one base BC. Okay, let's go. We're getting there in a bit of an awkward way, but we're getting there. This is also where it's, I mean, it's that much more crucial that Hydras are amassing. And how many Hydras are there going to be? So far, 5. 5 Hydras for 3-point. Some of them are across the map. 3-point, he still hasn't seen the add-on swap. He still is, wait. He swapped again. We have the fusion core, we have no tech lab. Okay, there we go. I was about to say there's no tech lab on the starport, but we're going back for another add-on swap. Now we're switching over, and now we have the BC on the way. Battle Cruiser is in production. As the colony goes down. And again, there is going to be at least some anti-air, but there's no spores, not yet. Again, there was no rescat into the main. Oh, shout to the Cerebrate. Love to hear it. Mining is going to be denied. We have 13, soon to be 17 Hydras. Natural finally goes down. Here comes the BC. Teleports across the map. And the Hydras are not quite in position. They're trickling in. But there should be enough Hydras. Trickling in over time. But they can hold their own. Yeah, they can hold their own. Battlecruiser is going to be zoned away. 3-point cornering the BC. We'll lose another Hydra. Another Hydra goes down. Liberation zone towards the natural. I do love that we're doing this in unison here. As the BC does survive, does take down all the Hydras. Okay, impressive. More Hydras on the way. BC does get the hell. Oh no! Oh my god, BC does overextend. And this suddenly wasn't as worth it here. It does get 6 drones, that is true, but that was 6 workers for the cost of a Liberator and a Battlecruiser. And on top of that, BratOK is still on 1 base. He still has not expanded. I love that the Sunken Colony was thrown down a little bit further back, because colonies are the one way to spread creep with Brood War. The one way. Outside of hatcheries, of course. As we attempt to catch another BC, this time we can teleport away. Do have a Spire in production. From here we can go into Scourge to help deal and shut down those battlecruisers. Likewise from here, 3-point should be droning up a little bit harder. Like, his drone count is okay. Oh, as the Hydras are getting roasted. Just are roasted. Likewise, Heli Rumbai is getting ready to dive into the natural. For the most part, 3-point should be in position. He should be. And not quite. Drones are going to be going down. Not bad. 8 drones going to be falling. It is going to be a one-way trip. As they get 12 drones, 13. 13 workers. Likewise, BC towards the natural, towards the third. 14, 15 drones going to be going down. See into the main. Scourge are ready. And do we have enough Scourge? Oh, we do. Not bad. Whew. 2 more Scourge connect. BC does not teleport away. And now we need to take a moment here. We need to take a moment here to just calm things down. Coming into this BratOK, he is going to be up in workers. He has mules as well. Mining is going to be denied thanks to the mutas at least. What's the anti-air looking like? Okay, we have a battlecruiser. No turrets, but the BC will hold. Now, as the dust settles, where exactly are we? I do like BratOK's economy at least, but it's not going to take too long here to just redrone. So, 3-point, he's redroning, resaturating. He's on 4 expansions. He's on 5 hatcheries, soon to be 6. Likewise, they tech up quite heavily. He's got the Queen's Nest, no hive yet, but does have access to queens. I don't know if I'm too fond of the idea of doubling down and committing some more Mutalisks. Initially, they did well for themselves, I suppose, getting some worker kills. But is doubling down and going to more mutas. Not too certain how much damage they can really get anymore. But the turrets have... Okay, turrets have been rebuilt. Turrets in the natural. No turret in the main. Uh-oh. Yeah, no turret on the production. We're going for Stim. And can he deny? He shouldn't be able to. It's getting close. I think he's holding. Oh, I say that. Yeah, the Marines go down. BC teleports back home. Catching out 7 more SCVs. Getting 8 workers in total. Catching out one of the tanks. And again, this wasn't a bad trade here from 3point. And this committing into Hydras. First queen has arrived. It does go for the parasite. So the curious parasite is kind of like Revelation. It's on the Cyclone. Likewise, nice concave with the Hydras. It denies the CC, collapsing on the Bio army, and BratOK does not have enough. The tanks are too far back. Yeah, they're too far back. GG gets called. He will bleed out the entire army, and 3point, he will claim the series to the. He's still. You can see him. He's microing in the background. he's still controlling these units. Look at him. God damn it, 3point. God. He's like, yes. Filthy Terran. There, now he taps out. GG. GG, well played. With that 3point, he will claim the series 2-0. GG. Does advance on to the next round. Again, it was quite an intense back and forth, a very quirky build as well. As a reminder, how did this game begin? We had a gas opener at a 3-point gas into pool into a delayed hatchery, going into early link speed with a proxy hatchery across the map to spine rush. Meanwhile, without even scanning the low ground, without even knowing that it was going to be the proxy hatchery and spine rush, what was our Terran player going for? BratOK, he was going for a 1-base all-in, 1-1-1. Into Liberator into BC. It was crazy, a crazy setup there, crazy 1-base play, and yeah, just very chaotic, and it could have gone either way. Like, there was some definitely strong moments for both players. Like, we had some nice counterattacks and run bys. The BCs doing some damage, but they were being shut down. GG all played. Unfortunately, BratOK was never able to really build out that BC count into critical mass. Whenever he had 1 BC, he'd often lose it, so he wasn't able to build up that supportive army and build up those BCs. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into our next game. We're getting to our next series. Up next is going to be our next quarterfinals match, Shin versus the STC, and I'm very excited to see how the STC does approach this. Again, for those who are unaware, for those that do not know, the STC, he was a pro player back in Heart of the Swarm. We were big fans of the STC. Fun fact: the reason why we have the Sparkling Tunic up is partly because of the STC, where there are a bunch of I guess references in our tournament name, just because our tournament was meant to be like the replacement to a Lima League, so like a Korean focused tournament. And the reason why it's a tuna is because of Ryung. He's Dongwon, he's the tuna Terran, so we did kind of choose the mascot to be a tuna because of Ryung, hence the Korean scene. And the reason why we picked the acronym STC, like Sparkling Tuna Cup, was because of the STC. Like that, there you go. So it all came together. So our Sparkling Tuna Cup is a reference to the STC, old school reference. But yes, he was a pro player back in the day, and nowadays he retired. He retired for a very long time. Now he's back as a caster. He still plays. He specifically only casts StarCraft Evolution. He doesn't cast StarCraft 2 tournaments, but he does cast events like this one, and even plays in the events as well. Let's go. So we'll see how he looks. We'll see how he compares. We'll see if our old school Heart of the Swarm pro can keep up with a player like Shin, who stuck around throughout all of it. Heart of the Swarm into Legacy, of course, as well. Let's go.